you guys? How you guys? How you guys? This is Dr. Renee Sunday, and I am the platform builder. Thank you so much for tuning in to Good News Radio Podcast, right? You know, we're doing that pretty routine, but you know, you have to be able to evolve with the times of things that's going on. You have to always make sure you give value, though. Give value, give value, give value. We actually love it that you always support us on social media, that you always support us in the things that we're doing. We just appreciate it. We appreciate you. Yes, thank you for believing in us. Thank you. So we actually want to stop and say thank you for everything that you do, that you support us in everything that we do. And we thank you for that. We want people to know that somebody right now is actually praying. Somebody right now is thinking about how can they obtain their goals and dreams in life, because they have spent so much money. They've spent so many things, time and effort, and they haven't had any results. But I'm so glad that we're here to help you with that, to get results, because let me let you know, it's not too late to shine. I love it. Okay? So what we're going to do, you know, my heart is so amazed, and I love people. We actually have an amazing world changer with us today, this afternoon, depending on where you are, okay? We actually have a wonderful, beautiful young lady. We have Marquita Humphrey with us. Let me tell you a little bit about her. Let me tell you the amazing thing. She's a visionary. See, that's already enough for me to stop, right? A fellow visionary. She's a CEO of Majestic Inspirations. You know, it was inspired by God. Of course, she actually is very creative in the things that she do. You know how people, you can just look at some people, they can just make anything with their hands, but you know she has the creativity from her eyes, from her brain. Let's take it all the way back. From God to the brain to the hands, she actually does it, okay? She actually inspires so many people of her journey of her life, and she's just very resilient. She can actually tell you how you're supposed to be resilient, how you actually supposed to trust God, and how you're supposed to believe it, and guess what? And walk it out. We want to welcome Marquita Humphrey to Good Deeds. Are you there?
I am here. Thank you so much, Dr. Sunday. I am honored and so glad. I'm ecstatic. I really am excited to be a part of the show today.
Oh, she's just amazing, isn't she? But tell us a little bit more about yourself, Miss Marquita, and how you really changing lives everywhere you go.
Okay, well, I have been given this awesome gift from God. I can't take any credit for it, honestly. And just being able to inspire people through creative crafts. Like right now I have bracelets that I make to just put a smile on your face. Even the guys, just it's something about each charm that's personalized that helps them bring about this internal joy, even if it's a bad day or bad moment in that particular day that a person may have. Just glancing down at one of my bracelets that I make that's personalized for that particular individual, just it takes them back, and it captivates the moment, and they can just erase for a short period of time all the problems and cares of the world, and just seize the moment of this particular charm reminds me of, let's just say, a loved one that's passed on that meant something to them, and they can just remember that special moment, special time, or whatever that they had together. Or if it's like someone who's into dancing or music, and they just glance down, or even a necklace that has a charm. I custom design necklaces as well, and it's just something about that piece of accessory that they hold close to their body, their heart, that it means something to them. And I always tell everyone that it's it's a creativity that's been inspired to me from God to inspire everyone else across the world, because sometimes people are not very outspoken or they're shy and they don't know how to start conversations. So actually the pieces that I create are kind of conversation starters, or they can start, spark a conversation with someone, a stranger, just maybe sitting on an airplane or a bus or standing in line somewhere, and someone might go, oh, that's a nice piece. Where'd you get that from? Or, does this mean anything, in particular? And then you never know, a testimony could come out of it, and it can encourage the next person. And, it's not even about me per se. I just want people to find some type of happiness in life, because there's so much negativity going on every day, everywhere, and just having something that is special to them or that can temporarily cause a moment of happiness or a sense of relief from the daily pressures of life. And I can't really expound on how it came about, because it really just came about out of nowhere from God, because I never even thought of it before. And it's just turned into something that's kind of done like a ripple effect. And I've literally have shipped pieces all the way up to the north part of the United States, all the way down to Florida. And I really just started out doing the actual bracelets and necklaces last August. So it hasn't quite been a full year with the actual bracelets and necklace and accessories, but it seemed to be something that everyone was kind of needing, I guess I would say, because it stands out. And my whole, I would say, the niche to the branding and building of the actual name of the brand is that no piece is identical. So no one can ever say, oh, I got one like that, or I got that, because each one is customized to that particular individual. Something about their piece that they have, it's specifically for them, so there will never be a second piece. So I find that to be what makes what I do stand out from anyone else or any other company that does what I may do, because everyone's doing a lot of different things that are the same, but I just believe that what I do is a gift from God for a purpose and done on purpose to inspire the world and bring joy and happiness to people.
I love it. You're right. We need that inspiration. We need that joy. And, oh, yes, I totally agree with that. I want to tap in just a little bit, and you actually said before you knew what was going on, it was there. Mm-hmm. And we do appreciate this is a gift from God. Kind of let us know that step when you say that it came out of nowhere. Tell us, because so many people have a gift, because all of us have a gift. But when you actually had that awareness that it was a gift, and of course a divine gift from God, what was your next steps on that? Because I think a lot of people get afraid, get scared, and not even saying afraid to step out, but actually they know they're going to be successful, and sometimes that actually delays people, and they have procrastination or don't have the confidence to actually, really step out off that cliff. Tell us a little bit about that, because I think that's very important. When you had that awareness of it, say, oh, wow, God, you gave this to me. What was your next kind of steps after that? Because I think a lot of people don't share that or even talk about that, but that's a very important and very empowerment, very important and pivotal step.
Right, I agree. And I think the very first important thing that I took into perspective was getting over fear. And not the fear of, doing something different, but the fear of, would it be accepted by anyone? Was it good enough? Would it even be successful? And once you get over the fear of all of the inner me doubts, just being able to step out and like, well, I don't have anything to lose. I mean, if it's not successful, well, I can't say I never tried, and I'm just right back where I was when I started, just living life. And if it's successful, that's great. That's a plus. That's a bonus, and you can't never say that you failed at something that you've never tried. And when you do not succeed at something to your expectations, then I don't see it as failing. I see it as learning a lesson, and you may just have to revamp or see where you could have critiqued the specific gift to make it be a little bit more profound in the public's eye, or pinpoint your audience, target your audience that you want to specifically network with and present your products to. And I think just once we get over, just fear of whatever that fear may be, just to step out and just go for it, because we only get one life. And I think we have to take and appreciate each moment and seize the moment and just live life as it comes, because there's a lot of things we'll never be able to change, and there are a lot of things that can change. And one thing that we can change are things that have to do with self, and making sure that we're not doubting us, especially those who proclaim they are believers. God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. And how can we say we're believers and we're not even, applying the word of God to our life? And if he did not give us the spirit of fear, then who gave us the spirit of fear? That fear is coming from the enemy. And God already told us that we have dominion over the earth. And if he's roaming about the earth, then we have dominion over him. And he has no power. All he has is strategies, and he's using fear as a strategy to keep you bound, or whoever bound in that, that box, so that you do not step out and do what it is that God has placed in you to do. And a lot of times, if you are, feeling fearful, then, develop a prayer life and a relationship with God, so that he can help you and guide you, or send you certain people in your life to help push you to the next level in your faith, so that you can get over that small milestone, which is, that fear that's keeping you from stepping out. That's just my opinion, though.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And, and I have, ladies and gentlemen, I have learned in my own life, how at different levels of things, and it's actually different levels of faith and a different level of fear, because when God tells you you're in a new environment and you're going to have to say, Satan, get back. Okay, get back, Satan, okay? Right. Because he actually, that's what his job is, actually. His job is to try to distract you and stuff. So what I have learned in my life, it's been a process. Can I be just real? That I have to learn to just be still and know. Be still and know. I have to be still, and if I see or sense any confusion coming up, I have learned to be quiet. Now, in my younger days, I would say the wrong thing and, those type of things. So I try to instill in young people that just take that verse. Be still and know. That he's God.
Yes,
because
exactly.
God would take care of all the people that's trying to do something against you, taking advantage of you, He would do that. Right. But, Marquita, I want to come on this a little bit, because the amazing thing, you just keep things going. You actually tell us a little bit about the amazing group that you formed for women that's very supportive for single women, which is amazing.
Yes, actually, that came about around 2007, different things that I've been going through in life. And I was like, it just feels like no one is going through what I am going through. And I just felt alone. I felt like I was in a cave, a dark hole by myself, and didn't have anyone to relate to. And so I was actually sitting on my job, and this idea just came to me about getting together a group of women that I know, or some that may know people that I know, and we just come together and just sit and talk about life, and it be nothing negative as far as bashing the male gender or whomever has caused any pain or confusion in your life to make you feel the way that you feel, but it's to release things and get things off of your chest, and just being in a setting where other individuals can relate because they are in similar situations. And I wanted it to be inspirational and inspiring and faith-based, because I believe that we were put on this earth for a specific purpose and to give glory to God in all that we do. And so I wanted to exemplify him in everything that I did. And so the idea came there, and then I kind of just went on with life and forgot about it until 2010. A situation happened in my life, and I remember I was laying in the bed in my mom and dad's house, and I was just crying and crying and crying. It was late at night, and I totally forgot about the single Christian women support group idea that I had in 2007 until that night. And I could not just wrap my mind around why my life was just doing a spiral down, and it was like spiraling out of control, and this just seemed like there was nothing I can do. And then it came back to me, and I hadn't thought about it anymore until that night. And then I was like, I don't even have anywhere to go. Where will we have this meeting? And I don't even know who I was going to invite. And so then a name popped in my head, and so that was my best friend who had just moved from Florida to McDonough, Georgia. And I called her, and I told her about the idea, and she was like, that would be great, because she was a single mother as well, a daughter and a son. And I said, would it be okay if I used your living room? And she was like, sure. I said, well, how much time, of a notice you need? And she was like, at least 2 weeks. And I was like, okay, so 2 weeks from today we're going to, meet up. And she was like, okay. And so I had another young lady that we were friends, and she does graphic designs, and I asked her, would she make me up a little flyer and we can just start sharing it or whatever. And so it kind of got out. And I think the very first meeting we had like 17, 20 ladies there, ranging from age 17 to like 50-something. And which blew my mind, because it got a bigger response than I was even anticipating. And my whole thing was I was in fear once I got it out, because I was like, I'm not in a place mentally, emotionally, spiritually to help anybody, And so I was like, I don't even know what to do. And it was the first topic that came to mind was dealing with self-esteem, because we had to build ourselves up as women. So that we can, endure, because women wear so many hats, and you mom or your sister or your wife or your, just so many, you're the caregiver, you're the nurse if your kids are sick, it's so many different things, and it's like it gets overwhelming. You're the financial advisor, So we all met up, and it was an amazing it had an amazing impact on myself, just me getting it together, because there was this one particular situation where there was a young lady, she was 18, and there was another lady, I say she was like 45, but the lady, she had been delivered from drug abuse. She used to be addicted to like crack cocaine, and she told her story on what led her there and how long she was, there, and she had children and they had been taken from her, just giving her testimony. Well, no one in the room knew that the young lady who was 18 years old had a mother who had a very similar story, and she could never understand why her and her mother stayed at odds so many times and could never get along. They didn't have a good relationship. But by the end of that meeting, and it was probably like an hour and a half, 2 hours long, where we sat and talked, and she was like, it gave her a new perspective and a new respect for her mother. And when we did like a follow-up meeting later on that year, she came back and said that her and her mother's relationship was stronger and better than it was her whole life because of that particular support group meeting, just us being there, sharing our stories and loving on each other, you know. And it was just, it touched me because I was like, well, this is what if it was only for that one person, that was enough for me, because her life was changed and impacted just by us gathering together. And so then we had other people inquiring, asking could we come, and we would go down to South Georgia and get in a hotel conference room, and we would do the same thing, and we would just do it a couple of times out of the year, and then have big conferences once a year just to inspire and motivate and keep us uplifted. And then, you know, got on Facebook and created a group so that we could, you know, share different things amongst us as women or single women that we may be going through or have gone through, and can help someone else see the light at the end of the tunnel, because a lot of times we just feel like there's not going to be an end to whatever the situation is. And, you know, just knowing that there's somebody else out there that has gone through something very similar and has come through it victoriously, you know, that's the whole purpose of it, is to just make sure that we're not coming and attacking each other, but we're building each other up.
Yeah. Ooh, Lord, that's an amazing testimony. We thank you for that. You know, the thing that, ladies and gentlemen, you have to realize, and I have to, you know, I'm not pointing the finger, but I have to do it myself. When I got out of the way, God could actually do what he wanted to do. And we can't be concerned with, you know, what somebody else thinks, how many people going to come, because regardless of who comes, God is actually going to, you know, really multiply that thing and help that family, then the next family, then the next family, and then the next thing you know, it's all over the place. Marquita, you know, I just love it. I just love it. Do us a favor. You know, time goes by so quickly here, but please, we want you to say anything that we may have missed, and then also tell us how we can actually get your products and services, and how we can actually, you know, contact you on social media to see if we're actually a fit to be, you know, part of your group and, you know, future events and those type of things that you're involved in.
Okay, well, on Facebook, I am Marquita Humphrey, and once they send a friend request, I accept the friend request, and then, or they can search for the group, which is Single Christian Women Support Group, and it says Women Empowerment. And on Instagram, with my accessories and different creative products, it's _ Majestic Inspirations. And if, you know, someone wanted to email me, it's majesticinspirationcreate@gmail.com. And just, you know, be inspired and be willing for God to use you in any area of your life at any time. A lot of times we ask God to use us, but we want it on our terms. And when it's not on our terms, we think that God isn't using us, when in all actuality he is using us and growing and developing us at the exact same time for the next level that he will have us to be. And a lot of us don't want to be cut or broken or bruised, but we have to be, in order for the oil of God to flow and be effective and bring him glory, which was, again, once I stated earlier, that's what we were placed on this earth to do, was to give glory back to God. And a lot of times we are selfish sometimes, you know, it's about me, but we sing the song, our life is not our own, to him I belong, I give myself to you, but majority of us don't realize what we are singing, you know, and we have power in our words, and if we are going to sing songs like that, we have to be willing, you know, to be a willing vessel for him to use us, involuntarily or voluntarily. You know, God will, at the end of the day, what he says goes. And if we try to do it our way, a lot of times he'll move his hand and allow us to do it our way and realize later on that we should have just went the way God wanted to go, in the beginning, because we'll end up right back where he wanted us after we done all we done and messed up and dug a hole and got into, different situations, and we call it on God, help us, and he'll bail us out of our mess. And, then we still got to ultimately do what it is that he wanted us to do in the first place.
Mm-hmm. That's an amen, and amen there. Well, first of all, Marquita, we thank you so much again for being with us here at Good News, and we thank you so much for being in your purpose. If you need us for anything, please don't hesitate to contact us.
Thank you so much for the opportunity, Dr. Sunday. I admire you, and I love what you do. You are a blessing to so many people, and I appreciate you just being a successful black woman, first of all, and you are a successful black woman who loves and serves God. That is just icing on the cake for me. So I am here when I can. If you need me, I'd be ripping and running with my two boys, having me everywhere. But if I can get there or get the information to you, I am there.
Well, thank you so much. Ooh, thank you. Ooh, Lord, ladies and gentlemen, I just love being around millennials. They get me straight, right? But I just love her spirit and her journey. What you should have gotten from that, and go back and you can check out the replay, is we all have a journey. We all have a purpose. Things are coming our mind like, whoop, and then God is actually putting a seed in us. And next thing you know, you actually got to get beyond that fear or whatever it is. Reach out to someone and talk to someone that you can trust, and then you got to make it happen. You know what I always say? Don't stop. Get it, right? But if you can need someone to talk to, you can always contact, Marquita, or you can contact us, and we'll connect you with her if you need to just vent. Sometimes we just need to vent, V-E-N-T, right? We just need to talk to somebody. You can contact us. If you want to start your own podcast, your own radio show, we're mixed tonight, radio/podcast, right? And then if you want to start your own magazine, if you really want to branch out and be a coach, I'm a certified coach trainer. All that information is on our website, which is reneesunday.com. We have to build that platform. And when we build it and set it up the right way, you know what's next. You got to be seen, be heard, and what? Get paid. We got to don't stop. What? Get it, right? And we got to get what we get. We're getting our purpose and getting our purpose now. I love you here at Good Deeds. Our website is reneesunday.com. This is Good Deeds, and I'm Dr. Renee Sunday. We'll see you next time, okay? Bye-bye.